So let's talk about emotional neglect. And I'm not talking about abandonment. No, I'm talking about neglect. Okay, emotional neglect. Have you ever feel like no one is there for you? Like you feel like no one is there for you for real? Like you feel like nobody cares for how you feel? For real. Like I feel like that too before, so like bear with me, okay? Like I'm not like let's talk about childhood neglect first of all. Like when you were a child you can get neglected from like affection from your parents, food, shelter, clothes, stuff like that, okay? But when you are also an adult, you can experience the same type of neglect, you see? And that's not the neglect I'm talking about. This neglect that I'm talking about is emotional, okay? This neglect is like if a person was to be right there with you, but you still feel like they're not there with you, okay? That's the neglect that I'm talking about, okay? It's emotional neglect, like you feel like, you're not, you feel like you're not really seen, okay? So you feel like you are neglected, you can emotionally, you feel like your feelings aren't really seen, okay? So, this is like, let me give you an example of like emotional neglect, okay? Like feeling ignored, like whenever you feel like people ignore you, whenever you feel like people don't like they dismiss your ideas, or whenever you feel like people they dismiss your idea, or whenever you feel like people don't respect what you got to bring to the table, or whatever, something like that, like the feeling of that, it's like emotional neglect. It's like feeling ridiculed, okay, feeling mocked, by people, feeling shame, okay, feeling, downplayed, okay, feeling, like you ain't getting enough validation and affection from humanity, okay, feeling like just feeling mistreated, okay, feeling disrespected, okay, feeling like you're not close to people the way you want to be close to them, okay? That's a form of like not being close to people the way you want to be close to them. That's like a form you experiencing a form of emotional neglect, okay? So let's see, if you ever feel ignored, if you ever feel like dismissed by someone, like if you ever feel like let's say, this happened to a lot of people. Let's say you go to class, you present an idea or whatever to the teacher, and the teacher say, no, I ain't fucking with your shit, you ain't never gonna be shit. You see, you feel ignored, okay? When you feel ignored, it hurts you, when it hurts you, it's bad for you, okay? So this, like that's the neglect that I'm talking about, okay? That's the neglect that I'm talking about. I hope you get the idea. Okay, I'm going too long, but that's the neglect that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the neglect of like somebody leaving you. No, I'm talking about the neglect of feeling unseen even when people are there. Okay, so
you will in fact not lose your cheese. Tag us if you try this.
So another thing is another thing is the effect of feeling ignored. Okay, so like if you the effect of feeling neglected, or the effect of feeling like emotionally neglected. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna list some effect. And if you have these effects, you probably have experienced emotional neglect yourself. Okay, so let me list them down. Okay, so I have so if you're experiencing anxiety is one form of like emotional neglect. Okay, like if if your emotions haven't been properly taken care of, you will experience anxiety a lot, and that's because the anxiety is just something your mind and your body telling you need to pay attention to. Okay, so and a lot of time it's people, places, things doesn't pay attention to you, and you end up feeling anxiety. So like, or they ignore you, or they neglect your emotion, they neglect how you feel, they mistreat you, they try to rob you, they try to do shit, all that stuff is like you feeling emotionally neglected, sometimes, to be honest, so the second thing is like negative emotions. Those are like negative emotions are like a sign of like you being neglected. Okay, so like if you're experiencing anger, if you're experiencing a lot of like guilt, shame, a lot of fear, like if you're experiencing all that, like you are actually probably going through emotional neglect. Emotional neglect, that's what you're probably going through. So let me get to another thing I want to talk about. Another thing I want to talk about is like using drugs, substance abuse, using pills, drinking, smoking and doing all that stuff, partying a lot and all that. It's like you've experienced some type of emotional neglect, to where you neglect your own body and your own emotion and your own mind. So like you need to understand something. It's like that's a symptom of you having had experienced emotional neglect. Okay, so another thing is feeling like you're confident and high enough, feeling like you have self-doubt. A lot of that comes from your emotions and not being properly trained, and properly attend to, therefore neglected. So another thing is like feeling like internalizing and suppressing emotions. If you are always internalizing and suppressing emotions, how you feel, stuff like that, it's also a sign of you haven't been emotionally neglected. Okay, so hold on, let me see, I got another one. I gotta say this: social isolation and withdrawn, like being withdrawn from the community a lot, that's also a sign of emotional neglect. So So another one is I said internalizing pain. I said all that stuff. Let's see. Another one is yeah. So like the effects are anxiety, depression, mental illness, negative emotion, anger, guilt, shame, fear, substance use, addiction, low self-esteem, self-doubt, lack of confidence, trust issues, difficulties, getting close to people, and internalizing in some person emotion, sometimes lashing out. Some people lash out, some people internalize their emotions, and some people have like social isolation, where they isolate themselves, but those are the effect of being emotionally neglected, like being ignored, being dismissed, being mocked, being refused of affection, stuff like that. So I want to talk about the solution now. So the solution is like sometimes you gotta meet your own emotional needs, okay? Meaning you can be there for yourself, okay? You can boost your own energy, you can boost your own mind, okay? You can make yourself, elevate, like in your mood. You can change your own mood for real. Like, I am not capping, bro. What I'm telling you is real, and you can help your own confidence. That means you can raise your own, self from feeling like, you ain't worth nothing, you ain't worth shit, to feeling like you worth something, and you are something, to be honest with you, So you can do that, you yourself, Another thing, if you really need, that from people, be specific. Tell them what you actually want, okay? Tell them what you actually want. Like, be specific. Like, say, I want, this, that, and that. I want this, that, and that. At this time, at that time, like, and sometimes I appreciate people's effort, like, you need to actually do that a lot. Because people, spend their time in your life trying to be in your life, and if you don't appreciate their effort, they feel fucked up. Like, anybody will feel fucked up if they out here like trying, and you out here like not and you out here not reciprocating. So make sure you respect the people in your life, okay? Make sure you respect the people in your life. You can set boundaries. Make sure, you say no or say yes when you want to, and seek like a support circle. Seek, people that can support you, stuff like that. You need that in your life, okay? Like, another thing is you need emotional outlets, like, for me, sometimes I rap, I play soccer, I do different shit, that's like my emotional outlet, you need that, okay? And sometimes you need to put more effort, to those people that are reciprocating, to your energy, and you don't always try to go to the people that ain't reciprocating your energy. Go to the people that's reciprocating your energy. So make sure you do that. That can help you, a little bit, get your emotional cup up. Not just that, it can help you feeling like I'm neglected. If you always feeling neglected and and feeling neglected emotionally, I'm not talking about like physically, I'm talking about emotionally. Everything I'm talking about is emotional right here. I'm not talking about physically, or mentally. If you feeling neglected physically, that's a whole different video, okay, that I can talk about. Not not this one. Okay, so I got some two, three, 4 things before I close this video. But let me see. So one last thing is invest, like healthy emotional outlet. Invest where your efforts are reciprocated. Seek support circles or help. And what else? Seek support circles or help. And what else? Let me see. Yeah, that's it. So quick review. Let's go over this. Emotional neglect is not the same thing as regular neglect, or abandonment. So feeling emotionally neglect, this is what causes it, to feel like that. Feeling ignored or dismissed, feeling mocked or ridiculed, feeling downplayed, or not feeling appreciated, and feeling unseen, okay? So feeling like you don't receive enough validation, whatever that you need, whatever, feeling like actually not receiving enough validation, not receiving enough validation that you need, whatever. All that shit can cause you to feel emotionally neglected, And another thing that can cause you to feel emotionally neglected is feeling disrespected, and treated bad by people, So that can make you feel, emotionally neglected, or lack of intimacy with people, okay? That can make you feel emotionally neglected, Another thing is like all those are what causes their feeling. All those I just named is what causes their feeling. But the effect of them are anxiety, depression, mental illness, negative emotion like anger, guilt, shame, fear, substance abuse like addictions and all that, having low self-esteem, self-doubt, lack of confidence, trust issues, okay? You really can't have trust issues from, those stuff over there, And another thing is like difficulty forming healthy relationship with people, Another thing is suppressing and internalizing your own emotions, And another one is lashing out. Motherfuckers who lash out a lot, sometimes it could also be a sign of emotional neglect, social isolation or withdrawn, that one too. So you actually need to readjust your expectation, and you need to remove unrealistic expectations that you have of people, okay? Another thing is you need to try to meet, your own emotional needs. That means boost your own mood up, and confident up, okay? Talk openly about your feelings. Talk about how you feel, okay? Sometimes that helps, Be specific if you need something from somebody. Be like literally specific, Another thing is make sure that you seek, a little help, invest in your emotional outlets, and also invest in the efforts that people put inside you, invest in the effort, like people try, So make sure. Another thing is what's another thing? I think I'm done, y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Share the video. Young Desire, man. I'm right here. Always trying to bring you, what's, right. Tell you, stuff that can help you. For real, like, till next time.